Good morning, YouTube. Scott Dunnage Garage. Well, we got the Ursa Minor. Woohoo! Now to do the build out. Now, something the Jeep has been lacking for a while is a reliable power source. So we're going to take the refrigerator out and work with this 40% delete and put a 200 amp hour battery and DC-to-DC charger in. Oh, this fits down in there much better than I anticipated. I have the battery sitting where I want it. I'm thinking I'm liking the kill switch and the breakers down low. I need to figure out where the DC-to-DC is going to sit, where the fuse block is going to sit, and how exactly I'm mounting the bus bars. All right, so I'm actually going to relocate the DC-to-DC down on the bottom. We're going to get these holes drilled out. All right, a couple hours later, we're calling it a day, but we got a good portion of the work done. The DC-to-DC charger is mounted, kill switch, fuse panel, both breakers, and the battery. Where I'm at right now is building wire looms and running wire. Here's the front loom that's going to go across the engine to the battery and alternator through a grommet in the firewall. I don't have it tucked yet because I need to know just how much wire I'm going to need up there. Runs to the back seat, again, not tucked because I need to know how much I need. But you'll notice I've taken the box out and I've taken the lower panel with the DC-to-DC out. And the reason I did that is I realized the DC-to-DC requires 2 inches of clearance all the way around it for cooling. And with the door shut, I don't have that 2 inches. So now I got to figure out where exactly I'm going to put the DC-to-DC. Welcome to the chaos of the garage. We are on day something or another of this battery install. I think I'm about ready to take a serious break and clean the garage before I do much more. But let me show you what we got. We have built a platform for the battery to sit on out of some scrap wood. We've got the breakers mounted. The kill switch isn't mounted because we still have to run one last wire, but all the holes are drilled. Wires are ran. 12-volt plug has been added. And then we have modified this bracket, this piece right here. This will sit with the DC to DC on top of it. That hole is going to allow for some cooling on the back side where the cooling fins are located at. By mounting it upside down with the LiTime labels upside down, the wires are at the top and it gives me more room to work with. Also, we cut one additional hole right here, and that is the top edge of the DC to DC to allow some cooling coming up as well. Not to mention one small hole right there to allow some more airflow in. At this point, we have all the wiring done for the aux battery and the DC to DC charger. Let's walk you through from front to back. Starting at the battery, I have a 60 amp breaker that runs up and across to the passenger side. I do have an additional wire coming up to my aux beam, and this is my aux beam switch panel where I have the exciter wire for the DC to DC plugged in, and that lets the DC to DC charger know that the Jeep is running and it's okay to charge the aux battery. Everything goes in through the firewall down there. Wiring comes through the firewall, ducks in behind this kick panel, and runs to the back. And you can see the wires right there peeking out of the loom. And starting at the bottom, we have the DC to DC charger. Now, one thing I did notice on this is there's a capacitor, I believe, inside this. So when you shut off the vehicle, it still shows that it's charging for several seconds, probably about 15-20 seconds, and then it shows no more power coming in. Took me a few minutes to realize that's what was going on. But here's your select button to determine what battery you're running. You also have your reverse charge button here to help jumpstart your start battery. Again, as I said earlier, the wires come out of the DC to DC on one end, so that is why mine is upside down, because these wires really aren't long enough for my liking. So a suggestion for LiTime, add about 4 inches there, that'd be great. Coming up to the control panel, I have a kill switch for the auxiliary battery. I have a 50 amp breaker for the kill battery. I have a 30 amp breaker for my solar, and then a fuse panel. So far my fuses are 12 volt power port, refrigerator, and Ursa Minor. If you're wondering on the wiring, the aux battery comes to the breaker before it goes into the kill switch. Hindsight, I should have added one more kill switch back here for the start battery, so I don't have to go trip it off when I'm not using it. Again, we have a LiTime 200 amp hour smart battery. Bus bar. I have my solar coming in the back. And the solar comes in, goes up to this plug, goes to the DC. The next ones go to the house battery, and then you have the main battery, start battery. This wire back here is for this 12 volt power port. I put it on the back side. That way, if I do have to stealth camp inside the Jeep, I can plug my CPAP cord into there and it's protected from getting bumped at night. And I think what makes my install a little unique is I have this plate that covers everything. And then when it's bolted down, the refrigerator sits on top. Then my plug comes out through the box, plugs in, utilizing a factory anchor point. Ratchet strap comes up. And now the fridge is in place. All the switches are accessible. So with that, thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing. Stay tuned for the next part of the Ursa Minor build, and we'll see you there.
Hey kid, don't ever let them get inside your head. They'll tell you what to do in life instead of everything you know that you could get. let them guide your life towards regret. I'll fight for what I love with every breath. My past is filled with things I won't forget. I use them all to push me to my best. So treat the worst of times just like a test.